A few months ago, I found a very interesting Twitter post entitled "The Creative Process" by Marcus Romer. And I believe this set of process perfectly portrays the every step that every designer has to go through for every design project. You know, when designers start a new project with their ideas, they usually think their ideas are awesome. But then things got tricky. But then they feel their project becomes shit. And at this moment, I would like to give you a little warning that I often mispronounce shit. So if you hear me saying shit, I might refer shit. Anyway, going back to the creative process. After a designer feel their project is shit, they also feel their shit. However, fortunately, if they don't give up and continue their project turns to be okay. And finally, it becomes awesome. I mean, is this set of process familiar with any of you? Because I'm pretty sure that we all have to go through this for almost everything that we do. And I'm here today to demonstrate how this creative process makes sense, utilizing one of my own design projects, the SkyAct Remembering Starry Night. Having lived in various metropolitan cities including Seoul, Vancouver, New York, and Toronto, I'm accustomed to see bright city light at night. I do not have childhood memories of Starry Night personally. Light pollution refers to the excessive artificial outdoor lighting at night which washes out the starlight in the nighttime sky. Astronomers are actually the first ones who came up with this term, as they couldn't see the stars at night because of the glares from the artificial light at night. Unlike the other environmental issues such as water pollution or air pollution, light pollution has not been acknowledged as a problem by the general public yet. However, the research demonstrated the immoderate amount of light at night negatively affects the natural environment as well as human health. Our bodies, as well as the animals and plants' bodies, are programmed to be exposed a certain amount of light and certain amount of darkness. And if the system of day and night breaks, it may also break the biological system of the bodies. Losing our ability to marvel at the stars at night is not simply about losing a natural light source at night, but it is also about losing our connectivity to our astronomical heritage and mythology to our past. I believe it is important to keep and preserve the starry night in our every night lives and think about how to reduce light pollution. As a designer, I would like to investigate the ways to raise the awareness of light pollution to the general public. And I thought this is an awesome idea. At the time I was living in Toronto, so I asked my friends and friends of friends who lives in Toronto area to take a picture of the nighttime sky, just simply take a picture without many flashlight or special techniques, and send those photos to me. I also explored the entire city of Toronto by myself to collect more photos. And then I made color swatches from each photos that I've been collected in order to create a big color chart of the nighttime sky color of Toronto. This is the outcome of that exercise, Skytone. I'm not sure you'll be able to see, but the color of the sky looks different even if those are all from same city. But then I feel this is tricky because no matter how beneficial this exercise was to me, without a proper and effective dissemination, it will not help me as a designer to raise the public awareness of light pollution. So I was starting to think, how can I proactively approach my targeted audience, the general public? Then after a few sketches for ideation, I borrowed an umbrella as well as some fabric. And out of those umbrella and fabric, I built a personal wearable shelter to protect myself from light pollution, the light shelter. This is me looking like a crazy person in downtown Toronto. I actually made some informational postcard about light pollution. So me with this light shelter become an attraction to get people's attention. And my friends who helped my performance gave out those informational postcards to let them know about light pollution and about this project. And after 1 year, I did the exact same performance in Times Square in New York City. But then I feel this project is shit. Because there is still a very limited number of people that I can interact in this way. I actually got kicked out when I performed this in Toronto by security guards. And for the record, I did not get kicked out when I performed this in Times Square. You know why? Because there were already too many crazy performances in the venues. I mean, on my way to perform my project, I saw SpongeBob and Spider-Man, so I was okay at the time. But then I also felt that a lot of people misunderstand or doesn't get my project quickly enough. Some people thought I came from very strange religions. And it did not take me a long time for me to think I'm shit. I mean, you may be able to see that at the time I was writing a paper about those projects, and you may be able to see how many times that I have to revise my paper. It started with, final paper 1, but then 2, 3, 4, 5, final paper finer, final paper real finer, ultra super finer, so on. But then something better happened. I realized that many of the participants of my Skytone, the nighttime color chart project, used their own smartphone to take pictures of the nighttime sky and send those photos to me. And this experience allowed me to initiate the SkyAct project. SkyAct is a mobile iPhone application with the foremost goal of raising users' awareness to the issues of light pollution. SkyAct is obviously related to the issues of light pollution, citizen science, and app programming. I'm not an astronomer, nor scientist, or computer programmer. However, as a designer, I do know how to be empathetic to understand my stakeholders' needs. I also know how to think from a systemic perspective. I'm trying to be a socially conscious designer through my design project, and I know that I always have a creative mindset to find innovative solutions to resolve any types of systemic problems. By the way, empathy, system thinking, social consciousness, and creative mind are the most significant elements that will design the future of design. You may wonder why I did not even mention about my drawing skills or my typography design skill or Photoshop skill. Traditionally, design has been understood by society as studies of visual forms, the appearance. However, the role of design has been expanded to be used to describe other functions such as designing system or service or organization which may not be visible nor tangible. The next 3 slides, including this slide, may look very complicated, but those are the diagrams that I designed as part of my research, which became the fundamental information for me to design the actual SkyAct application. First of all, I define the stakeholders of my project, the SkyAct, which are general public, environmental organizations, and governments and corporations. See, many of the light pollution-related nonprofit organizations their websites are often too academic or inaccessible. Therefore, it is hard for the public to understand and know about light pollution. And because of those challenges, it is also hard for corporations and governments to seize the importance of the issues of light pollution. And after I defined my stakeholders, I also researched about the existing environmental and nonprofit organizations as a part of my market research to define where my SkyAct project would stand. Basically, in this perceptual map, SkyAct is a designer-driven project that focuses on the light pollution with the maximized individual users' engagement level. As I mentioned briefly, light pollution is not widely acknowledged as a problem by the general public yet. I wanted to utilize the smartphone technologies and social networking media as strategies to encourage people to understand and know more about the light pollution and reduce light pollution in more playful ways. Follow up my research, I also did an iPhone camera calibration experiment with Dr. Peter Hiscox to check if the iPhone camera is capable to measure the light pollution level. Based on my research and experiment, the features and system of SkyAct has been set up. And let me give you a very brief user scenario. A user will take a picture of the nighttime sky using their smartphone through the SkyAct application, and the application will calibrate the light pollution level. Once the user uploads the photo to be shared with other users of the SkyAct, I call them SkyActors, the photo will automatically become a part of the nighttime sky world map with the integration of Google Maps. Users can also upload and download various toolkits for online and offline light pollution related campaigns to reduce light pollution in their neighborhood. SkyAct also connects its users to the existing environmental organizations for potential collaboration projects with them. SkyAct has been presented in various conferences and meetings, including the Royal Astronomical Society with Canada's regular meeting at Ontario Science Centre. And I believe SkyAct is currently on the 5th stage of the creative process, as this was the moment that I started thinking, this might be okay. Once SkyAct is fully completed and available in the Apple App Store, it is my hope that I can finally jump to the 6th stage, that this is awesome. And if I may, I would like to add one more step to this process, that this whole process needs to be repeated over and over. You see, many students, many designers, many people will give up in their stage 3 or 4. However, I would like to tell them that your shit may not be so shitty. So take that fantastic shit and get shit done. Thank you very much.